The thing I'd say here as well is like, why do you start Q here? Like, what have you seen from Swain that's like, right, I'm gonna start Q? Because obviously, like, if you start E and well, not start E. I'm not saying like you 100% do it, but I'm saying like if he stuffs up his spacing or something like that, or if he's too close to the minions, like your E is what is it? Obviously like good, right?
Yeah.
So when you start Q like this, there's no real like, I don't really see the point of it.
Sure.
And now like you Q this minion, so you put it on like the same HP as the other one. And yes, you might be able to like Q them, but now it just gives Swain like 2-3 seconds like pressure, and now he doesn't have to worry about like you potentially eating through minions, right? Which is always the thing against mages, like what they have to watch out for. But now like you just kind of give up pressure in lane.
Yeah, sure. I guess so. Cause like I was just quote unquote worried about like him poking me down with area, but in reality is I have full lead and D shield. I should not be too worried about getting poked down.
Yeah, of course, you win extended, right, against any like mage. So the other thing I'd say here, Skull, by the way, like if that brush is warded and you know it, like he actually does a good job here. Like there's no way you should just be like wasting passive for a ward like this. Put one down at the end of wave 2 if you have like push, that is. If you don't have
Where?
push, then you don't have to ward, right? Like it's just pointless to waste your passive here because again, like you're level 1. If you have passive and he missteps and you can eat through, like it's kind of a threat, you know?
Yeah, yeah. He could have kept following me and just auto queue, but it was just bad from him, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but like he's got your passive for free. It doesn't really matter like what the trade is like. Yeah, he should wait to queue, but the point is like now you don't have passive,
True.
so it's just
I
like
think if I
wasted.
had
So
passive and had E, I would probably just start using E on him and just go in, I guess.
if he missteps, that is, I'm saying like let's just say that on these minions here you haven't hit them right and you haven't skilled anything, and you're like, you know what? I don't think I have an angle to E onto him. Of course, you just like control Q and Q. Like maybe you just Q like this and auto attack this one. You just run out, right? But I'm just like trying to how do I put it? Make you reactive to the enemy champ rather than just, oh yeah, I'm just going to do this every game no matter what type thing. Like even you, Skull, said that I've been counting cooldowns recently, like as if you weren't doing it before.
For sure. I even start E sometimes in certain matchups versus like let's say the Anivia game that I showed it to you earlier. I was just probably like in a mental block where hey, if he has someone area, he's gonna poke me down too much. I just don't want to like lose too much HP. I don't want to like. So my way of thinking was like if I go E and like all in him back and forth, maybe we could be both like
Mm-hmm.
let's say both of us traded 40% HP. Um, I probably just miscalculated that I probably needed higher HP in case Zinza wants to come. The reality is that um I should have accounted that Rek'Sai was going red Krugs into Raptors, where if this happened somehow I should also have Rek'Sai with me that I should not be too worried.
Yeah, Rek'Sai will be active at level 3, but like I can't even believe, Scott, you're thinking about jungle here. I would literally just be like immersing myself in 1v1 because Zinza's never gonna, well, he might level 2 gank, but let's be honest, that's like a 1 in 100 chance. We don't have to talk
Mhm.
about it that much.
I see.
And yeah, I'll just be thinking about this matchup, right? Like that's it. Also, the other thing here, like with queuing, is that think about this picture here, right? If I'm playing Swain and you're pushing the lane to me, man, I'm super fucking happy. If I have to play a long lane against a Yas, right? I'm scared. And it also brings enemy jungle into it, yeah? So like you queuing the minions or whatever, like ends up pushing the lane into him. And it's nothing to do with, people might say, I want to shove wave 2, so wave 3 bounces back to me, and then I'm like, but you've lost prio. And you'll lose prio indefinitely, right? So now scuttle crabs are harder to contest for your jungler and stuff. So it doesn't make sense for like anyone to shove wave 2 and then let it bounce back because you're losing pressure in a lane.
For sure.
So yeah, I would want like this lane against any mage to be long. I would want them to push into me. Yeah, like you having push doesn't do anything because you are a Yas. If you're a mage, of course, it's great to have prio. And kind of essential, really, to get leads and stuff. But as a Yasuo, like there's no way like this picture here you're going to be happy because you're never going to hit this guy unless he obviously stuffs up, which he probably will. So yeah, even just going back to this wave and you just like queuing the minion, like there's just no point.
So my way of thinking here was like either I let him push and then maybe we could find an angle somehow Rek'Sai just finishing three camps come mid. Um, maybe like try to get Swain really low HP. Alternatively, if Rek'Sai is not interested in that, I could push slow push 3 waves and then recall, get something like a longsword. Especially when Zinzao, um, I well, it just depends on where Zinzao's starting, if and if I can come back on time or not. Um, Sometimes like I'm not interested in cheater recalling if um Rek'Sai and like both junglers just end up on the same scuttle or not. So, but I'm thinking of also like a possibility that there should be a world where I should let Swain push actually.
Cheetah Recall Skull is probably the most overrated, useless thing in League history. It's only probably good if you're like a tier champion, right? Point is like most
I'm what, sorry?
people, Cheetah Recalling is just like the most overrated thing of all time. Unless you're playing like a tier champion or maybe a cull champion, right? And you have perfect CS for a cull or you have like decent CS for a tier. If you're playing Yasuo and you can Cheetah Recall, it's because you have push or whatever. So you push wave 3, you're full HP or like close to it, and you know, you've got prio, your jungler might be active, and then you just base and use a massive cooldown like this for a longsword. It doesn't mean anything. It's not going to change the outcome of a game. Even if you're a tier champion, you're using TP when you're full HP, the power of this is that you have 2 health bars. If you're full HP, it's kind of like, what is the point type thing. I'd much rather get to Berserker's Greaves first, right? Also,
Sure,
why'd
but I
you...
never cheat a recall. If I've never cheated a recall to use TP. I know that if enemy cannot resist it, like Swain, I will cheat a recall and come back for free. Yes, they will may have a like. So let's say which maybe I forgot if I have done that or not. Ideally, I agree with you. I should have started E level 1, trade on him, chunk him, know that I should be able to cheat a recall level 3 because it's Swain, he cannot resist it. Come back with item advantage and he should be low on HP and I just like checkmate him.
Okay, so you're just saying like just run back to lane.
I should have started E. Now I just now think of it. Yes, and I run back to lane because Swain wave clear is very shit.
But you'll miss minions. Like just for a longsword. Like you're gonna miss minions if you recall like this early in a game because you got no movement speed. Even if you had berserkers, like you're not gonna like get back to lane and not miss anything, you know, like you're gonna miss experience. So
I mean, I'm
like you
fine with that.
recalling
If
after wave 3 is just pointless, man.
I see.
Unless you're low, right? That's the only reason why. Like, there's been a fight,
Yeah.
you've fought at level 2 and you've shoved wave 3, right? You've crashed it, of course you base. But, like, if you're full HP, there's literally no point. Like, even if you TP back, you're using a massive cooldown that you might want to use later. Maybe you do get ganked and you're low and you have to use TP back, right? The other question I just have is, like, what about Ignite here in this matchup? Or maybe even Exhaust?
So I sometimes go Ignite versus TP or Exhaust. So my thought process is if I am either versus a lane that I cannot kill, or if I am able to split push, I go TP. If like let's say I am versus um a lane where I either need Ignite or Exhaust, and I have a laner that can split push, like someone else. I don't know if Vlad can split push or not. That's versus Nar. I have no idea. So I was like, if I had like something like, let's say Jax, where he can split push, or just any person, I would probably have Find Ignite here. Just that's how like my thought process. And back to where you said about Cheetah Recall, I was saying like earlier, yes, I agree with you. I probably should have started E level 1, chunk myself both
Mm-hmm.
me and like the Swain, and then when I Cheetah Recall, I don't necessarily recall just to get an item, but I get an item and get back with full HP. And I agree, if I have full HP, just recalling for sake of longsword may not change much. So.
Yeah, sure, that's much better. But like, it's not a game plan where you just take again. What I'm saying, Scott, is like you don't just take E level 1 because you know it sounds good. You're taking E level 1 because Swain does this. So if he runs like in too close a vicinity to you, or you take Q because he's kind of playing away from the minion wave and he's playing properly, and you can't see any angle to E. That's when you would just start Q and you just Q the first 3 melees, right, all together. Which again is really useful because if you Q them when they're really low, you're not dealing like extra damage like this. So hopefully the wave will push to you, right? Which is ideally what you want.
Sure, I agree.
And yeah, like again, man, like in this elo, you running TP because your top laner is, you know, you were saying like if you've already got a split push, you don't have to. Like it's just irrelevant to be honest. Like, I can kind of understand what you're saying, but you're playing in an elo again, like where people are going to make so many mistakes, like in this. So if I were you here, like I'd even just consider Ignite against this guy. Maybe Exhaust. And Yeah, bro, like after a game, you're not going to say, wow, if I had TP, I would have won that game. If I TP'd at 25 minutes to that bot wave, oh, that would have been so useful. It's like no one ever is going to think like that. Like maybe
Of
exhaust would have been really helpful or ignite would have been really helpful. So,
For sure, sure. I've always been like a large contributor of using exhaust or ignite. I just started using TP because like I usually just rank up accounts to master and then stop. I've never like actually played too much in high elo, so I was like now it's like like trying to test the waters. So,
yeah.
but like whenever I like try Smurf from unranked to master, I usually take only exhaust or ignite.
Yeah. I would say like TP is maybe okay. I haven't watched too much of the Zhang recently, but I'm like TP is just great, right? Because yes, you have 2 health bars, but also it means like if you're ever in a hard matchup, that you can always you're not going to miss experience. So like
Sure.
if you're in a hard matchup, it helps you scale. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of like one for Yasuo, maybe some shit like Pantheon or some bullshit. If they pick Renekton, but then you probably want exhaust. But so yeah, I'm just trying to say like this is good in hard matchups because it means like you're not going to get pushed out of lane 24/7. You can just TP back and kind of stay even, right?
It's like as I said, like it's either if I am in a hard matchup, well, it's either if I am a matchup that is like stable, either because it's hard on me, or if it's like, let's say, just some versus random enchanter,
Mhm.
or like, let's say a Galio where I'm not interested. Like the main goal is not to kill them, but more so play the map. I would take TP. So
Yeah, sure. The other thing here, Skull, as well, like just remember, like we want this lane to be long. So some minions that are last hittable, you don't even need to last hit them. Like this one here, you could actually just leave it.
mm,
Even though it's last hittable, you could actually just leave it because you have Q right for it.
for sure.
And the Swain like does a good job of like putting his damage around that minion, so he is going to auto attack you, but you don't actually have to go like right away. Like your wave is not here, and your minions are dealing like no damage right to that minion. So you can actually just like kind of leave it there type thing. And maybe like the wave will push to you, but just because you queued the first minion, like it already makes it, how do I put it, annoying for you because you want the lane to be long.
Sure. Because now if I push, Swain will be happy. He's gonna have better time farming than if I could try to keep the lane in the middle.
Yeah, of course. Do you skill abilities with your mouse, by the way?
Yes, yes.
Oh my god.
So the only game that I play with mouse and keyboard is League. Any game that I play, I'm just used to play with controllers. So like, I'm not the best at like using mouse and keyboard. Like, or not. I'm not very fast at it. I would say my clicks are lazy. So
You can just go in a practice tool, Skull, and just like level yourself to 18. Just close your eyes. I'm being serious, and just press
yeah,
Control Q and E and stuff. And
and
after 5 minutes, you'll get used to it.
for sure. And also like, I'm not like trying to just use a reasoning, but I'm planning on actually just replacing my keyboard. The keyboard that I have is just kind of shit where I need to hold or press too much to click on a button. Now that I think about it, so maybe that's like also came as another reason why I
Mm-hmm.
just level
Mm-hmm.
up. But yeah, I will definitely work on it.
It just might matter, right? Like, bro, all that's gonna take is literally 5-10 minutes in a practice tool, and you'll get used to it. It's just muscle memory. Like you're just saying, I
For
don't have the muscle memory for it. That's all it is. So you
Yeah,
can just create it for yourself.
for sure.
Okay, yeah, I'm surprised like you don't just E through and just crack him over the head. Like after this one here, how do I put this?
Yeah, yeah,
Like he uses E and you do a great job at dodging it. And you kind of like, how do I put it? You kind of like just run away from the wave rather than like staying in it here. Like you could click straight down and pressure that minion. But you kind of run, so now you've got like no E. Like when you're this far back, right, you're not pressuring anything.
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like
I
you're just
guess
so
it
far
just
away.
more came towards like I was kind of scared of chunking my tree, but I again like I should not. So
Same thing here. Like
like
this like Q is bad. Because like when you
yeah,
E through here, Skull, like look where he is. So what can you do when you E, let's just say you don't Q. When you E through this minion, what can you potentially do?
I could just E and then go E or attack you on him.
Exactly,
So
right? He's got no E, and who cares about his Q, right? It's Swain.
for sure.
Even if this is RE Syndrome, like any mage here, bro, like this is what you should be doing. So like you just get rid, like if I'm Yasuo here, or if Yasuo is, if he comes to life, he'll be like, oh bro, like this minion here, like it's a stepping stone to him. Like, why'd you do that? That's what he's gonna be telling you. Like look at that picture. So I know it's like, oh my god, I can land my Beyblade Q and it's going to feel really good, but it's not a reason to use your Q like this.
For sure.
If he's standing in Narnia, Skull, and you want to shove, of course your Beyblade Q is good, right? Can I call it that? That sounds a little bit tryhard. But yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, if he's in Narnia, of course you can just do it, but he's not. He's got no cooldowns here as well, by the way, Scott. Like, if you didn't ward level 1 because you're scared of just losing passive for no reason, which is legit, right? Then this is when you would ward. So when you do this, shove the wave. Now you go ward.
I just do not know when exactly what well, so if I am pushing, I think that if I am pushing, there's no reason to ward early unless you're just scared of a level 2 gang. Otherwise, I think, yeah, around these times that I should ward Raptors. It's just more so, do you think there's an angle where somehow Zenza would invade? But now that I think about it, like in this game, I am pushing, so I think Zenza should not try to open the map, or just not to split the map to both
It
sides.
doesn't really matter like what he is like what his plan is, Skull. The point is like you're pushed up, so whenever you're pushed up like this, the question is like, can he gank you? Of course he can. So if you did have a ward, you would just probably drop it there and then you just like hold bot side, right? Because if he comes around like this and you're just standing in the middle, you're kind of mentally AFK. I'm not saying you are here, but yeah, you should be like more down here. Because like 230, 235 is probably a timing, right, for people to gank you. Zinzao's a little bit slower, but I'm just putting this in your head, right, generally. I'm not going to go through every fucking jungler and like the timings they're going to gank you. But end of wave 2 is like where you would ward and you just like hold that vision. So same thing here, like you should kind of be moving towards like bot side and just, yeah, just make sure it's in your head. That's all I'm saying.
Like 230, 235?
Yeah, 230, just end of wave 2. So like if you have push, yeah, like this, and you kill the minions, like you should be warding. Now you just run off to ward. If you want to be really smart about it, like when he runs back, you could always run back like that to disguise where you ward. Otherwise, like, you know, they might kind of manipulate their clear in a way. Yeah, if they're smart junglers. But yeah, that's like a really minor detail.
I can try to mirror like Rek'Sai's pathing to estimate roughly where Zinza would be at as well.
Yeah, if Rek'Sai's going bot, bro, you should definitely be warding bot because it helps him with crab and stuff. So yeah, if he's going top, then, or she's going top, then yeah, you can also ward top, right? But it's not going to like change your game, Scott. Like you warding just for yourself is the most important thing, right? Like, yeah.
I see. I just again, like I try to make an excuse, but I try to play around. Like I try to be a helper for everyone as much as I can, because like I just feel like the reality is like Yasuo and Yun are no longer hyper carry quote unquote scalers. You're just more so champions that you try. Either all your teammates are playing around you, or you're just forced to play around your teammates and just like hope for the best. So that ward was more so, again, like I was thinking, put Zinzao, try to attempt like 3 camps into somehow coming mid, or will he try to invade somehow Rek'Sai for whatever reason?
If he invades Rek'Sai and you're playing Yasuo mid, he's fucking trolling, right? Because you guys in 2v2 just stomp. Like Yasuo's so much better than Swain, and probably like so many mid laners in terms of like skirmishing. So yeah, if you watch the Zhang, right, Skull, big peasy Zhang, man, I've never seen that guy fucking, all right, like he might ward and stuff enemy jungle, but he is always going to play for himself, right? And I said, like, you know, when we first started talking, like, when I jungle, bro, I don't want a mid laner who is like, you know, fucking scared of 1v1 or like doesn't know how to play matchup or is thinking like about me, oh, you know, I've got a really good jungler here, let me just play. No, just play for you. I've got you, bro. Like if you get ganked, I'm going to punish this in, I'll counter gank, whatever it is, right? Play for 1v1 and what's best. So don't queue at level 1, you know, like the minion. Of course you can start queue if he's playing so passive, but just queue the minions when they're low instead of like pushing the wave towards him. Yeah, don't Beyblade queue the minions if he's standing in range of 1. Like, these things are way more important, Skull, than you might think, because it's going to create a diff in mid. And with the diff, it will ripple across everywhere, bro. Like, a good jungler is going to say, right, my Yasuo is up fucking 20 CS of 5 minutes. At 10 minutes, he's really fed. He's got like 300 gold bounty already. And you just enable people around you, man. Yeah?
I agree.
Like, you can't go into a game thinking, like, in any elo, even if it was Challenger, like, saying, right, this Vladimir is in this matchup, he's going to win the game for us, I'm just going to chill. Like, no, you're already gone. It should be, I'm going to make this guy retire. This guy is going to, you know, have to look up Swain versus Yasuo. He needs coaching after this. Like, he's going to get destroyed. That should be your mentor. And of course, you have to think about Zen. I'm not saying you don't, but yeah, if you want to think about, right, I'm in a 1v2, that's really good as well. Yeah?
Sure, I agree.
But yeah, like, how you think, man, is going to set up what you see. So when, like, people look at this game, for instance, like 5-4-6 or whatever it is, if you think, oh yeah, this is just how the matchup was going to go, you know, I played around my jungler and we won the game. In another game, your bot lane is going to get stomped. And maybe there was a possibility for you to, like, equally stomp mid. So therefore, you can actually carry the game against their bot lane. If you just, like, handshake mid, you're just relying on hope, right? And of course, that's not how you climb. Like, no challenger mid, no, like, you know, fucking really good Yasuo player gets to, like, really high elo by thinking like that. It's because they're insane in 1v1. And they punish any mistake like enemy mid makes, right?
Sure.
Cast isn't invading his red buff with mid prio. Interesting. He better get kills here then.
I was just like, what
Oh
are
my
the
goodness,
arguments that
FF.
Xin would invade just because he had bot prio? Like, yes, I may rotate, but Brandon, whoever Jinx would rotate as well. What do you think?
I mean, I don't really want to talk about jungle too much, but yeah, I don't think I would invade that. Even though I've got bot prio, like, I think it's difficult to invade a Rek'Sai. He can like go to his red buff and then invade, but I still think, like, that's probably inconclusive. Just because of mid. That's all. Like, you're a big threat here, Skull.
I see.
Like, Swain is so fucking useless. This looks fine, by the way, because you're chilling, right? Like, I don't like the position you're in, but just because you're here now, like, you're not queuing the minions, like, it's fine. This, though? So, this isn't, like, too bad because you damage him, but again, like, you should just leave the wave. Like, you should not touch the wave here at all.
So you wanted it to push to me?
Yeah, of course,
it's gonna
like...
push to me anyways, so I was like, it's not a big deal.
How'd you know that, though, after you, like, Beyblade Q? Like, this makes it slower, right? You want to push to you, like, quick here, but, like, you doing this is thinning it quick. So you're right, I might still push to you, but yeah, like, you've just done, like, you've slowed that process down, right? You want it to be quick here.
Okay.
Same thing here, like, you just queue through the minions, run down, and you can even, I'm not saying you can, like, pressure his raptors and take them, but anyway, fuck this in. If you queue, like, if you put yourself like anywhere here and you queue like this, right, you're just, again, like, thinning the wave or even pushing it to Swain. So you should be, like, operating like that, or try to. And if he runs like this, then you just don't even Q3. Don't even use it.
So don't you want me to try to thin the wave because just in case, well, ideally, if I am Zen, I do not want to fight. I want to take red Krugs and just recall, honestly, or just try to protect bot lane. So I think ideally there should be no fight occurring.
Just think. So don't even look at map scholar. Right? I'm serious here. I'm gonna do this. Just think about 1v1 and against Swain. Why would you not want to, like, Q3 the minions?
I mean, if I'm not looking at map at all, I'm just looking at myself. I want the wave to push towards me because I can just run him down.
Exactly, that's it, right? And then it's like, what does that map actually change? I don't think it changes anything. You know what I mean? Like, Zinzao doing his raptors when your Rek'Sai is active like this, like, bro, like, it really doesn't change anything, you know?
Sure.
So yeah, Q3, like, just stand outside the wave. If he runs up and plays properly, then you don't Q3. Just hold it. Same thing there as well, Skull. That was nice to protect passive. I think it's worth. Yeah, nice. Beautiful. See what I mean? Like, I mean, like, the funny thing here is, like, the wave isn't really, like, that on your side. But when you have a little bit of space, that's where you become Yasuo.
Yeah. Like, go in and out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just stepping stone it. But you want stepping stones. You want as many as possible. Yeah. Please do not do anything to the wave here. Nice. Good Q. Perfect. That was, like, as last hittable gets, right? So that's good. But I just want you to do that from wave 1, Skull, not wave 4. Can you not just like go on him here or not?
What is it? Sorry.
Because you're losing passive, right? So you're losing passive for nothing here. Like you have stepping stones to maybe like E through, Q in once, then you E back out.
Yeah, I thought like maybe I could have just done it a little bit better. I should have auto attacked here. I don't know why I did not, but yeah.
And Q, right?
Well, yeah. I was like, I mean, if Swain is good, I'm just gonna get queued anyways, so might as well just auto queue and back off.
Does his Q
for
go
some
through
reason-
your wind wall? Or
Yes, yes.
but obviously his E doesn't, right?
Yeah, so I was like, now that I'm just like looking at the game, I was like, maybe here I should have might as well just auto queue and then back off.
Remember,
So
you
it's
have
bad,
even if
bad.
you don't have passive here, Skull, there's no way you E in for a minion. Right, like,
Oh, it was
let me
more
put it.
towards an E to try to auto attack him, but I don't know. Maybe I was here. I was just blacked out. I guess.
But
Like
you just
mentally,
click
I
back
don't
straight
know.
away. So I didn't even think you were thinking about auto attacking him, bro. I think you're just thinking about Eing into a minion. But I'm saying, like, even
Maybe
if you don't have passive here, your shield or whatever, like you're never just gonna click back here, right? Like you should be right. I'm Eing in because I see an angle to maybe E on him afterwards, or you just E in because he's so close and then you just auto queue him.
I
You
have
just E
no
out.
idea. Like I don't recall what I was thinking of.
Bro, you're
But
thinking about Zin, Skull. You're thinking about you're thinking about that bot
yeah,
fight, bro.
yeah.
Oh,
I
here
was
we go.
yeah. Maybe I don't know.
You're thinking, look, I want to. Were you thinking like, right? Oh, this is a toxic question. I'm going to use my shield so even like how you use 1v1 again, man. Like you just like using shield there. It means that even if you go to a crab fight, right, like you're less strong. I guess like fucking you're moving a lot, but yeah, you get my point. Oh, here we go. Beautiful. Look at this. Nice. Yeah, I just don't like you moving off the wave though because you might miss experience.
So if
Just
Rek'Sai told me here to move, should I move or no?
yeah, moving's probably fine because I think you win, right? Like again, like Swain is so useless, man, in these scenarios. So
Okay.
yeah, and you have wind wall up. So I think moving here is okay, even if you like you. I just don't want you missing minions though. So that's also like when you run down here, right? Like this is all on cast, by the way. And I think I'm coaching him later. So there's no way, bro, like I'm ever gonna blame you here. And I even think like him contesting that crab is kind of fucking troll. And there's already been stuff like I've seen that he's like just done wrong. Like I can't believe he's not invading the Zin's red. I'm also surprised he gang spot knowing it's probably warded and they've probably got double summoners and he's got a Lux support, not a Nautilus or something. So all of those things, right? And because of that, when he doesn't make a play, it's 305 when he's hitting blue. He could be finishing Gromp with 20 CS soon. And it will be level 4 for a crab fight, which does matter. The Zin is level 4 though, which means it's impossible to fight that guy if I'm Rek'Sai. Yeah, so like we can talk, bro, about jungle, man, but like if I'm getting told, like this is what I mean about dueling as well. If I'm getting told to like run off a wave, I'm gonna just say like, you know, let me just check. Like, all right, it's like, you know, me jungling and someone pinging me to gank. Let me just double check here because I looked at your lane and I didn't think I could kill them, but let me just look. And I'm like, what's this going on about? Like, how can I kill them? So I'll be having like the same mindset here, bro. But this is why like dueling is such a cuck, man. Like it's gonna hold you back from just unleashing.
No, I agree. When we played, I told him like there are times where you're just like forcing plays just for the sake, like when you're already ahead and you don't need to force plays. Like you're already checkmating the enemy. You do not need to force play when you're already in a position you're ahead. Like it's not like you're on a timer at the moment. We have like Vlad, Ezreal, Lux, like that already can somewhat scale. We're not like too worried about like trying to force anything. We're not like running on a timer. So yeah, I've talked to him about it multiple times.
Yeah, it's almost like if you'll force plays as well, just because you're dueling, not because it's good. Just because you're dueling, you think there's like some sort of obligation to always help one another and to 2v2 and to start skirmishes. And it's like, bro, I don't know how many duos I've played against, but fucking like, you know, it doesn't matter. Yeah, like it literally doesn't matter. Like they're just gonna force plays and stuff. And the funny thing is, like, I would love to play against you two if you play like this.
I mean, at the end of the day, I agree with what you're saying. In reality, I should just like look for here to more so play.
Because the Swain's not moving. Like, you're enabling jungle here, Skull, just by sitting mid and pressuring Swain. Like, if Swain ever moves, you just jump on him. Yeah? Like, you should actually probably even just stay mid here and say, look, Swain can't move. I'll move if I have to. But you don't have to here. There's no fight going on. Like, the Rek'Sai's not knocking up the Zin or anything like this, right? There's nothing going on here.
I see. So I wait for actually the Zen to commit, then I go in.
Yeah, of
Or
course.
what do
Like, you don't know if there's going to be a fight here. Now you just lost, like, a melee experience. And I know it's like, oh, it's just a melee. But, bro, like, early game, each wave is a level after wave 1 anyway. So, like, if you miss 2-3 melees, like I was saying, you know, if you, like, recall Skull at the end of wave 3 and then you just run back to lane, you might miss half a level of experience.
For sure.
If it's,
Yeah,
like, wave
reason why you
4.
would either get a kill or not.
Yeah, if you're like low, of course you recall, but then you would like TP and stuff. Like if you have to miss 3 melee skull because you get a kill and you're literally 1 HP, of course, right? Like you cannot avoid that. But I'm saying like lots of people, if they're full HP with TP or if they could have stayed in lane, they don't actually realize like how valuable like that experience is. It literally will be like half a level you're just gonna miss. And people wonder like why someone they just solo killed is higher level than them and they still feel stronger than them. It's like, wait, what? I just killed you. How does that work? Yeah, so exactly like this, bro, right? Like this is perfect. Like this is the best scenario like I can think of as a Yas player. Like that's nice, right? Look at that picture.
Yeah. I like to play more reactive. Like if I am already checkmating someone, I don't run
Oh,
and like
good.
give up my position. Like I think of it as a chess game. If I am already checkmating the guy, I don't need to move my like shit away unless like I have to, unless they move. So I like to play more reactive than forcing naturally.
Yeah,
Like
of course. Like
like
if you have ult and stuff and the Rex side is coming like I'm gonna flash or whatever, like you know, you're level
yeah,
6, like I guess it changes a little bit, but yeah. Here by the way, just tell me I think like what you do is suboptimal anyway, so think about like
I
what
should
you do here to Swain and
I should not have eat. I should probably just
good.
keep walking auto attacking him,
Yep,
honestly.
exactly right. Yeah, Windwall's good.
He
Uh-huh.
ghosted, so I was like, it's not gonna change too much, but it can do something if these few HPs would matter, and if
Yeah.
he stays, maybe it could be a reason why I would kill him.
I think hopefully, Scott, like, even so far like, with what we've looked at, you're hopefully seeing like how all these little details matter, right? So you using E here, all right, he's used ghosts and stuff, but it does change a lot. Like if you actually have your E, it might mean another 200 damage, and again, like it might mean he has to recall a wave sooner. Yeah, like these do materialize. This will materialize into golden experience for you in the future at some point, right? Like 200 HP is meaningful. So all of these little details, man, like if you're just Beyblading a wave for no reason, or if you're, you know, just hitting the wave level 1 and starting cube, even though you don't really have to, or you know, just by default, all of these things will add up. And again, it's just about trying to create a diff in mid to where it's like so in your favor that it will just spread around the map. So yeah, that was great. Like what you just did there, by the way, is the best thing I've seen. Like the wave was in a really good position. You were pretty disciplined, like with it, you know, with auto attacking. Like that was really good. That was good. Yeah, so I was happy.
Yeah. Here, if I'm now like thinking about this, I just wanna either push, or probably just push the next wave and recall. I have Berserker and Swain cannot do much. He's now slowly running out of mana.
Why don't you just like ease through one more minion so you're in Q3 range? Like the wave's going to push away from you anyway here, right? Because that cannon dies.
Sure.
So if that cannon was out here still, it might still be here for you, Skull. But now it's like obviously going to push away from you. So when you have another Q and you eat like this is all good, by the way. Like you're close to that. Maybe you can even be closer here, by the way. Just so you get more distance on your E towards him. So if you're right here, instead of being back here. And yet now, like I'm just like, you know, the wave's pushing, like why not just land a Q3?
Sure. I mean, might as well just sit in the front. Like he can't do much about it. So.
Yeah, same thing with that as well. Like just sit here.
Yeah.
No, not here, because you again, you just want to like bait him to go. Like you're just trying to picture these, like whatever it is, right? Like wherever you're standing, you're just trying to picture like what you have.
For sure. It's just more so as well. Now I think about it. He's low on mana. He has no TP. I want to bait him into using mana to hit me, so he has a hard time lessening the wave.
Yeah, I think the lane is like close to being over here. Not okay. It's not going to be like fucking over, but it's very difficult for him to play because he doesn't have TP, right? But yeah, just to, can you see the skull? Like, just stand in between the minions here. Like, you create this space and you let him, you know, you push him all the way away. Now recontrol, like, just try to control this area. Like, you just gain this and then you just give it back to him. Just sit here. Yeah?
Yeah, sure, I agree.
That was getting close to being an E angle, but I agree with this.
I probably should push this, honestly, or just stack one more and leave.
I think it's fine, bro. Like, because you've got so much pressure mid here, Skull. The best way to, like, how do I put it? Like, diff the enemy mid is just to slow the lane down as much as possible, right? Now, I know that I said before, E through another minion to try Q3 him, but that damage is worth. It's worth it, right?
Sure.
when the wave is, like, obviously going to push away from you here, yes, you can, like, speed it up and stuff, but you're just, again, pushing... Think about your minions. Like, I've been telling this to, like, the laners I've coached so far, like, good mid laners, man, will think about this, right? And they'll see us well. The best mid laners will think about these minions. So if you keep these minions out here for as long as possible, he's going to miss more. You're still getting all of these. Of course you're not going to miss them. If you just slow the wave down and you just last hit with Q or whatever it is, so much better for you.
Here, I told him I'm not interested in fighting.
Yeah, fuck this. Like, no. Just no.
I was just saying it, and like, funny enough, if you just hear that, I was like, no, remember, like, last time, I don't want to force this. Like, I'm already, like...
I mean, you definitely hard win. But yeah, this again is just on cards. Like, he's getting his Raptors taken here. So as a jungler, like, I'm already fucking mad.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Lots of Yasuos, by the way, Skull, as well. I just want to say this. Because you're on Greaves, lots of people would just shove this and base and TP back. That's still not bad because he doesn't have TP, but it's the same thing, right? Like, you don't actually have to recall here for Greaves.
Like, his wave clear is too bad, like, to really TP. I was like, either, I don't know if he could resist like, either probably just slow push, like, just wait for one more wave to make sure that, hey, his wave clear is bad enough versus a huge surplus of minions where he just cannot push by the time I come back. So I was just like, is it enough? Is it big enough to push this, or just should I wait for one more? That was I was thinking of.
If he had TP, bro, honestly, like, you recalling is probably, like, shoving and baiting is good. And this is, like, a little bit detailed or whatever. The reason being is because, like, if he has TP here, you're never going to kill him, by the way, right? So, all right, you might do a little bit more damage and stuff, but because he doesn't have TP, he's kind of locked into lane. So when he's locked into lane like this, because they don't have TP, any damage you deal is real. It threatens dive, it threatens, like, you know, you to move around the map with jungle and stuff, but when he has TP, it's probably unkillable. And I would say shove this wave just because it's wave 2. So... so Skull, like, if I say wave 2 here, that sounds weird. It's obviously not the second wave in the game.
It's the one before cannon.
Yeah, one before cannon, exactly. So, like, you would just shove this and then just base, and you would TP back again, probably just to maintain prio if your jungler's active. Yeah, but it's just to, like, not miss any experience. It doesn't even matter if you have prio or not. Like, you can just let the wave reset here, and if Swain TP's back, you just chill, right? Try to make a long lane again. That's all you do.
I was just kind of curious if this void grubs was coming soon. I forgot I was but maybe I was, like, also wanting to shove just so I can make sure I have tempo on Swain.
You'll have it anyway, though, right? I think. Like, regardless, like, just before as well, Skull. All the way back here, look. Look. Like, okay, like, he moves first, but he has to pop ghosts and stuff. Like, look at the pressure you have on him. Like, that's the same thing as if he ever moves, bro, you just follow him and crush him because it's Swain.
I see.
So that would be the same thing up here. Oh. Oh, there we go. Look at that Skull, bang. Beautiful. Yeah, I just want you standing in the middle, man. That's all. Like, you're so far back here. Like, when you come back, that is. You're so far away, right, from pressuring, like, any E. Like, you're playing as if you're a ranged champ. So your E there, instead of potentially being like this, even though you miss a melee for it, you have to judge that, right? Like, if I E through, it's because I can E onto him and deal, like, 300 damage. That would be worth giving up this, you know? If I'm just going to Q him, there's no point. You just get the 21 gold.
Really how I judge it, so.
Yeah, that's it. Like, what's actually worth? Like, HP there, if you're just going to Q him, there's no point.
Here, ideally, I want to hard shove this recall. I wonder what I did.
But can you, like, think about what we kind of discussed just then, Skull. Like, if he has TP, I agree, and it would even be on the previous wave. But when you're like this, bro, and he doesn't have TP, man, I would just stay in lane, like, because even though you don't have Greaves, he doesn't have anything either. And you've got double his HP. So whatever happens around you on the map, and just in terms of 1v1, it's good, you know?
I see.
As a jungler here, I'm looking at this and thinking, that's great.
Because now I should treat it as like this is his real HP and mana because he has no.
Yes, exactly. Like you've got 2 HP bars, so yeah, you could even just go absolutely nuts if you wanted to. But like you're focusing the wave. You get me? Like rather than potentially doing stuff to him, which is way more valuable.
Yeah, because I have like fake HP bar because I'm resetting regardless whenever I want, so might as well just make use of it, I guess.
Yep, exactly right. Even here, like, even though you don't have minions, I'd even want to push you to the extreme, Skull, where like if that, you know, the red minion wave was around your minions, even just to like Q him and E out.
I would even probably just sit in the front, just try to bait him using E.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I just want to push you, bro, to that rather than just, you know, playing the game very like, you know, on paper, where, you know, you think like everything is, which is fine. Lots of people think it, but it's the main reason why like no one who thinks like that is going to be Chow.
Yeah, I think that's a problem where I try to follow things more of like a textbook type of gameplay rather than trying to adapt to how well or bad the guy is.
Yeah, like your theory book, man, is so theoretical that it doesn't even think, look, if Swain does this, or if he stands next to a, like he's literally stood on top, like, how do I put it? So like he's standing on top of minions, right, against the Yasuo. And I reckon you could have eaten him and done a lot of damage to him, right? So your like theory book doesn't have if this guy makes mistakes, if this guy does this, if this Swain does this, which is what we were saying, right? Like the difference between this Swain and a Chow Swain are all of those little details. Sure. It's nothing to do with how they move on the map or anything like that. It's all to do with what they do between that square. Like if you can show me a game where Chovy leads mid for longer than 10 seconds in the first like 5-10 minutes, like bro, you'll be searching for a long time, right?
I see.
You recalling now is probably fine, Skull. Yeah, and just TPing back. Because when he's 6, it probably is really hard to dive, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm actually fine with you basing here.
In case Zinzao is nearby, that's about it.
Yeah, TPing is definitely good. Just be quick here though. Like just TP now. Like you're full HP, so like you don't need to wait in base or anything. Just TP. You don't have to like look at the tower. Just press F here.
Do you think I should have TP top or no? That ward.
If you see Zinzao there, then yeah, I'm not really looking at. No, I'm just like thinking about mid, right? So there might be cases where like he's getting dove and you TP, of course, but he's not actually getting dove, you know. Yeah, like wave.
No, like, should I have TP'd on Rek'Sai control ward or no? That's.
You can't though, right? Because it's not 10 minutes, so you have to tower it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking, you know, if Zinzao dives the Vlad, of course you can TP top, but yeah.
I see.
But you should be TPing straight away, you know, like click on the minimap. Don't like move your camera to mid or whatever. And you've also got move camera on revive on, I think in your settings, Skull, or you're just lock camera maybe. But anyway,
I play a lock
camera, right? But anyway, you should just be doing this. Press TP on this. Don't like move your camera here. Just press F here, then open shop and then buy.
Okay. I was just pressing F key on Rek'Sai in case he knocks him up.
Yeah, sure. You don't miss minions for it as well, so I'm happy. But okay, just one more thing here, Skull. Sorry, like with that fight, like here, right? When that misses, by the way, there's no way you ever move. Like if he lands W, he might go in, and you might even just want to sit back a little bit in fog, because if you run in here and he sees you with his W on Rek'Sai, he might not go in. So you want him to go in, right? You want your actual jungle to like bait him here. But yeah, like just remember in terms of 1v1, bro, like what would you do? Let's just say there's no other map. Yeah, so
sure. I mean, as soon as Rek'Sai just pressed E back that he's not interested in fighting, I should have just instantly turned back to mid.
Yeah, and when you like TP back mid here, what are you gonna do with the next wave? This guy has no TP, so what do you do?
I mean, depends on where the wave is.
Does it though? So you TP back, and this guy's gonna bait, right? Obviously here. So this guy's gonna recall, and you're TPing back, and it doesn't really matter what wave it is, because you have TP, right? I don't care if it's cannon or whatever.
Yeah.
Say it again, Skull. I think you said it. Yeah, exactly. Very good, mate. Yeah, just shove it because he's gonna miss again. That might be like at this stage in the game, maybe a quarter of a level, something like that. Like it does matter. And Scott, like that's how do I put it? Like your difference that you've created in this game in mid lane materializes itself. What the fuck is going on? You really need to ult that? Oh my god, Scott, look at that. That is the closest ult I've ever seen. I don't really think you have to, you know? If he has flash, you might want to, but still, bro, like you can literally just auto queue.
Yeah, I was not sure, just in case. I don't know. People here don't click on timers like sums a lot, and it just frustrates me. So I try to secure kills in case.
Yeah, it's fine. I just don't think you have to though. Even if he has flash, right, you just like E after him or something. Like you'll catch up to him. You've got Greaves. So there's actually no reason to hold there.
Yeah. Sure.
Same thing here. I think you can space this. Like this is like level 1 where it's so obvious. Just click straight. Like if he's running like this, you just do the same with your mouse. If he keeps running at you, Skull, like that's where you say, fuck you, I'm gonna run at you. You have to obviously like fight a little bit for your territory. You can't just like give everything up, but bit of a minor detail. But yeah, Scott, like we're kind of almost out of time. Are you happy with this, bro? Like do you have questions about anything we've talked about?
Nothing. I appreciate it a lot. That was really helpful though.